Have a look when you go to the beach.
Yeah.
You'll see that most of the stones are round,
Yeah. Yeah.
obviously, but not all of them. You see that shape there?
Yeah.
That looks like the harp, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, well when you go to the beach, I will predict that if you choose randomly pebbles, 10 to 20% will be this shape.
Okay.
That's a pretty big percentage
Yeah.
for just random erosion, mechanical erosion, no? That we're told. See, here's my argument. We are told that this rough rock from the mountain becomes pebbles with mechanical erosion and water erosion. Now I agree that this can become round and smooth. But what I don't agree is that this used to be this, because pebbles, whether you find them on the beach, the river, in the valleys or under the earth, they all have a pale skin. Now, this can get round and it can get smooth, but it will never have a pale skin, because if it's eroding, if it's weathering, it will keep getting smaller. It won't have time to get a pale skin. So if a pale skin shows me when it's been broken, I can ignore that part. The rest hasn't been broken. So where does this shape of a harp come from? And why does it have veins? Why does this one have veins? Why do they have veins? Could it be that they were veins? It's a theory that shouldn't be so hard to prove wrong. But we find aortas in the harp-shaped stones, and we find a blood supply in the kidney-shaped stones, even colour blood. You see the little crease where the entrance would have been if it was a kidney. And you know, like the nose has an isthmus, well, so does the heart. It separates the pulmonary valves. And as always, we have an aorta at the top and lots of iron ore. Well, iron is in the blood. So the harp-shaped stone is easy to find. It often has veins. It very often has an aorta. And then when we find replicas, like you can imagine that that's a child and that's an adult of the same creature. Here I can see not only a vein in the child, I can see an aorta in the same situation on the mother and in the same orientation even in the father. I don't think that's a coincidence.
It could be.
So maybe there was a worldwide flood, and that would explain how wood, bone and flesh could petrify into stone. I don't think there's a better explanation than a worldwide flood. And I'll throw this at you. There's 200 myths of a worldwide flood before people had telephones. So how did the story reach all the parts of the world if it didn't happen? And why is it on the mountain tops, even Everest, the highest mountain in the world, there's marine microorganisms, fossils from the sea? We're told it wasn't a mountain, it was underwater, tectonic plates, now it's out of the water. Maybe it was a mountain and it was covered with water, like the 200 myths say. My evidence is in the pebbles being darker inside, so when we see one that's curved and compressed, that tells me that it was compressed and bent before it was a stone. Otherwise we would see more dark parts than just that little bit. I'm really happy that you've listened. It's an investigation, so I want you to verify it. Go to the beach and look for the harp-shaped stone, because that's the one with the most details. Please take one. It's a gift from me. Whichever one reminds you of the harp, hopefully that will help you find more. No, thank you. That's really kind of you to listen. And if I may, that was the happy stuff. Here's the homework that's a little bit more negative. We're all breathing in nanotechnology, as you can see on the Spanish website and the United Nations website. They're spraying heavy metals, nanotechnology and chemicals to combat climate change. I'm more worried about the toxins than the temperature, and I hate that in one department of United Nations they're playing with the weather, and in another department they're telling us it's our fault that the weather's changing. Maybe we shouldn't trust the United Nations for anything. Maybe we should get them out.
I don't trust them at all.
Good man. Hey, I really appreciate you guys listening. Thank you. God bless. Hello.